Hey y'all, man, it's Cartier B, and if you're interested in seeing the top 5 places to buy hoodies / zip-ups, then stay tuned for this video.
Gotta move that shit, yeah. Gotta represent, yeah. Looking at cat, ooh, this shit, Gotta move.
This is in no order at all. This is just 5 brands. But coming in the first one is Solitaire brand. Now they're a small company, they're a small brand based out of LA. They only have 3.5k followers right now. So me personally, I love to support small brands and stuff like that. I love to support small brands just because it helps them out a lot, because when you're a small upcoming brand, it takes a lot to keep it going. So I love to support small brands, and they have fire hoodies. All of their stuff is affordable in my opinion. Their hoodies and jackets are like $65, which isn't that bad for a small brand, because normally they have expensive clothing on small brands. Their t-shirts as well are only $30, which is not bad at all, I think personally. So Solitaire brand is a solid brand. You guys should go check them out on Instagram. It will be added on the screen. Now for the second brand of this video will be US Cozy. So if you guys don't know the YouTuber Poppy Q, he is also a fashion type YouTuber like myself, so go show him some love. But this is his brand, US.Cozy. Now, not to get me wrong, this is not the cheapest brand by any means, and they mostly make t-shirts and zip-ups. I don't believe that they've released any type of pants, but this is a jacket video, so they do release hoodies and zip-ups rhinestone. So the reason I put them on this list is because their rhinestone work is impeccable. The way he uses rhinestones is unlike any others. He does colored rhinestones. There's a bunch of cool designs. There's a bunch of plain designs if you want a plain rhinestone hoodie, but there is also a bunch of cool designs. The next brand is called Enjoying Color. So I did find this brand, believe it or not, off of TikTok, because I'm into fashion. So when I scroll through TikTok, it's just a bunch of brands and it's just a bunch of fashion content, because that's pretty much all that I like on TikTok. But it is a smaller brand. It's not really that small, but it doesn't matter. What really put me on this brand and what made me kind of scroll through their feed and get more to know about them is their cargo. So I know this isn't a cargo video, but their cargo pants are really like their heat. Their cargo pants are unlike any other pants that I've ever seen before, and that's what made them stand out to me, and that's what made me click on them, is because they're so unique in the sense of how they do things and how they make their stuff, and just what their stuff is just very unique, and it's unlike any other clothing brand in my opinion. So they do have a really cool zip up. It has Earth as the face, because it's a full zip up, and then some other stuff on it. And their zip ups, their jackets are fire. They don't have just rhinestone work, but they do have this one rhinestone hoodie that says Anarchy. The next brand, You Love MH _ I found about them through Paul Souls. So Paul Souls is also another fashion YouTuber based out of New York. That's where he lives, and he makes fire videos, so go check him out, Paul Souls, on YouTube. And he put me onto You Love MH. They only have 440 followers, so this is one of his close friends, believe it or not. So I think that's why he shouted them out. Also, they make fire puff prints. If you guys don't know what puff prints is, it's gonna be on the screen so you guys can see them. But puff prints are really cool, and it just adds a unique aesthetic to your hoodie. Besides for just having a plain text on there, it could still be heat, but when you make it a puff print, it just makes it unique, and it makes it stand out to the eye. So when you walk in a room, someone will look at your hoodie, they're gonna be like, oh, that's a cool text, right? But then they'll also think, whoa, like, that's a puff print, like, that's pretty dope, you know what I'm saying? So they only have 440 followers. It's Paul Soul's friend, and they make really cool puff prints. Also, the base of their brand is really cool. Behind every single drop they do it differently than any other brand. And if you guys want to know what I mean by that, then go follow them, because you'll see. But every time they drop a collection, which they've only dropped 2 collections, I believe, every time they drop a collection, they do it differently, and they do a unique take on how to drop something rather than other like more mainstream brands. They have a unique appeal to them. Another thing that made me love this brand so much is that behind every single piece in their collection that they drop, they have a real meaning behind it. They don't just drop something because it's a cool design. They have a meaning behind the design, and something that really stands out to me, and it makes me want the piece just so much more because it has a deep meaning behind it, and it's not just some sort of just a design, you know? It's cool when it has a meaning behind it, because you can really get behind that piece and it really becomes a piece instead of a clothing item, if that makes sense. For the 5th and final brand in this video is the Stone Cold Studios. The Stone Cold Studios is a cool brand, is a very cool brand. That's why they made it on this list. But at the same time, it is completely different than any other brand that I've mentioned in this video, because it does have a darker aesthetic, more of like a darker aesthetic, not emo in any way, Y2K in a sense, but it just does have a darker aesthetic to it. But it is really cool. I love their zip up where they have the peace sign on the hood, right? And then they have the Stone Cold Studios or whatever design on the chest, stomach area. That's a really cool zip up, and that's why I clicked on it, because some other brand shouted them out, something like that. And I clicked on them because that zip up stood out to me. I didn't end up copying it because I want to save my money. As you can see, I'm just wearing a couple dollar plain tee right now because I want to save my money. But if I did have the facilities for that, I would have definitely copped it. So they do have a darker appeal, different than Solitaire, Cozy, Enjoy World, You Love MH, which is all the brands that I just listed. It's different than all of those brands because it does have a darker appeal. So if you don't want a darker appeal or something that's darker in a sense, then I would just go cop something from those other brands that I mentioned. But for those of you who do want a darker appeal, in a sense, not emo, then I would go check out this brand because they make some really cool pieces. Anyways though, if you guys did enjoy this video, then make sure to go watch one of my other videos because there's a bunch of videos like this. But make sure that you have a great, amazing, productive day. Get your mind up, get your mind right, and I'll see you guys in the next video on Tuesday.